Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back KS family. And please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. It's good to see the markets bounce to the green side, and with that, let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 3.37% to 16,144. Ethereum is up 3.27% to 1130. When the market is red, retail influencers come out and they say, "Oh my God, everything is dying." We can see it expressed in the thumbnails. However, our community is very, very different. We know from the Masterclass Rule 7, buying creates profits. And we can see over the past couple of days, the markets have indeed been red. 95% of investors and traders get caught up in their emotions, and this can lead to a very, very nasty cycle where basically people can't sleep at night. We come from a completely different perspective, from a smart money perspective. Of course, it's one thing to say and another thing to prove, so I would like to share just a couple of trades with you. One from Radian yesterday. In 11 hours and 19 minutes, this turned about a 14.9% profit. And this was in the middle of a very red market. Red markets like this tend to be very, very spiky. I went in on Beta Finance and in 23 minutes turned 17, a little over 17%. Another trade here is Leverify or Lever. In about 5 hours, I turned a 15.35% return. ApeCoin was looking really interesting. In about 6.5 hours, I turned a 9.2% profit on that. And that's during this red period in the market. I found WaxP tends to be a really interesting crypto, and it's got real world use cases as well. And I just wanted to put this in here to show you how you can recycle the same amount of money. You can put it in and sell it. You can put it in and sell it. Basically, I created a 19.33% return on 2 trades with WaxP, and all of this going on in blood red markets. The thing that you would ask is, how do you do it? I do it through the knowledge of the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. And if you reach out to an ambassador, you can get 80% off. The links are in the description of this video. This is a premium level Rolls-Royce level masterclass on crypto technical analysis. It has many, many different sections, and you need to learn them all to come down here to LV21, BORSOG Secrets. BORSOG Secrets, buy on red, sell on green, is exactly what I showed you. The screaming faces and shaking heads and open mouths all come from Zone 1 and Zone 2. We don't live in those zones. We live in Zone 3 and Zone 4. Zone 1 and Zone 2 are the fear zones. Zone 3 and Zone 4 are the courage zones. What you'll find in life, we either have fear or courage, and it takes learning to move from one to the other, as also is required is a positive excellence attitude. In yesterday's video, we talked about where the S&P 500 futures could go, and I drew these little rectangles in to give you some kind of concept. If the dollar rallied, we would expect the S&P 500 to tank down to this smart money buy level at 38.81. And the S&P 500 futures are now at 4,009. We can see the S&P 500 futures did really, really well. They actually waddle along this Stanfield level, and this is a structural buy level that institutions obey within market structure. It's not your regular support and resistance line, and that's really important to understand. And it's formed through the CTKS method that I will be releasing on December 11. And what we actually see is these estimates of yesterday's price action. We got through the SL at 39.96. It would be very reasonable that we would come down, retest that, and confirm it as support before moving up. Of course, we could actually fail and move down. That's why you always need your three-dimensional decision making. We also spoke about the DXY. If the DXY was to come down, we in all likelihood would witness a rally within the crypto market and the stock market. That's exactly what it did. And the DXY is currently trading at 107.164. The key concept to actually take note of, we're coming up to a key structural support line at 106.998. What does this actually mean? That means this is support. The price is likely, the DXY is likely to reverse to the upside. And this is also confirming what we see in the S&P 500 futures. Could it actually break down from here? Yes, it could. And that's why you need to be aware of your three-dimensional risk management and three-dimensional decision-making process. And that's what we're all about as a community. When we look at the main markets in the past trading session, one thing that we absolutely pay attention to is the DXY came down. That put upward pressure on bond prices, downward pressure on bond yields, upward pressure on gold. And we've seen the VIX, the fear gauge of the market, continue to come down. That's given a lot of sentiment, positive sentiment into the market, and we can see that through junk bonds, actually indicating risk on activity. We can also see that oil has staged a bit of a rebound and just consolidating there at the top. And unfortunately, that is inflationary. That could be a problem. Why do we look at this? Because of Rule 225 from the Masterclass. Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. The stock market will drag Bitcoin up and down with it. Of course, issues like FTX's implosion because of fraud will do its own thing to the crypto market. But there are frauds everywhere. Regulation does not solve fraud. Enron found that. WorldCom found that. Theranos found that. It's all over the place. We just can't avoid it because there's always bad actors out there. Why are they out there? They're out there because they do not have positive excellence. They chase money. Money becomes their god, and they will do anything to get it, including stealing your money. It's important to realize Zone 1 and Zone 2 behavior. Zone 1 behavior is very easy. People are entitled. They demand that certain things to be done, and it's just not on the cards. They'll have to wait in line like everybody else. We're not entitled to be CEO on the first day that we sign up to a new job, for example. We're not entitled to become millionaires from trading or investing on our first trade. But yet there are plenty of people out there to tell us that we are entitled, and it's absolute rubbish. I'm really sorry to say that's not how the world works. And of course, when people feel this huge sense of entitlement and they don't get what they want, they go into conflict, blame, and jealousy. All very, very negative results, all very negative behaviors. And this is all to do with fear. Zone 1 and Zone 2 are the fear zones. As a community, we're in Zone 3 and Zone 4, which are the courage zones. And we know we have to earn it. We have to work for it. Things are not given to you. If they are given to you, for example, Sam Bankman-Fried was given a lot of money. What did he do with it? He bought houses in the Bahamas. He gave money to his girlfriend to just play with, like a casino operator. And what was the result? He'll probably spend significant jail time, or hopefully that will be the case. Always remember, unearned is return. So it's really important to earn your money. And how do you earn your money? You earn your money through hard work, dedication, and commitment. Just by turning up each and every day, putting in the effort and energy will actually pole vault you to success, because so many people feel entitled. They actually feel really, really lazy. They just want to be entertained. They don't want to do the hard work. Zone 1 and Zone 2 will cripple your life. Whereas Zone 3 will make you money, Zone 4 will keep you money and make you happy as well. And that's what it's all about in this world, is just to be happy and satisfied on the way through. Yesterday, when making these trades, there was a whole lot of chatter about GBTC and Genesis and another potential black swan. And what did I say while I was hearing all that? Meh, I'm into the trade. I'm not going to let fear take me out of the trade. The markets always reward courage. And you can actually recycle money. One thing that I wanted to talk about WaxP. Here I bought $500 worth and I sold it for $540. And then I bought $500 worth and I sold it for $555. That's how you can actually use the same money, just rolling it over to get ever increasing returns. But again, you must know what you're doing. It's not gambling, it's not luck, it's knowledge, skill, and of course, a lot of courage. The structure of the masterclass is to mark up your charts with the CTKS method, and CTKS method version 2 will be coming out on the 11th of December, a very significant day. Then we look beyond the crypto market into all the charts that actually affect the crypto market charts, including your beloved alts. Then we look back into the crypto market, understanding that opportunities reset daily, finding the market's focus and enhancing our pattern recognition. But before we buy or sell, and there are numerous ways to do that, we must master emotional control. Rule 734, because you are a professional, and Rule 733, professionals are not emotional. You can imagine if you had a particular surgeon working on you, or any professional for that matter, it doesn't really matter. If they were full of fear, that's not the best professional attitude. You want somebody that is pretty much stone cold, that knows what they're doing. They have the courage, they have the experience. For example, you cannot become a doctor by just reading medical texts. You need experience. And that's why I developed BORSOG trading. BORSOG trading is a trading and investing market synchronization technique, starting with very small position sizes and then scaling. What you want to do is to try to synchronize with the market. When you synchronize in, you can scale. When you feel like you're desynchronizing, you can descale. And there's many ways to BORSOG. And you might have the question, Ken, what is BORSOG? It's rule 621, buy on red, sell on green. That's exactly what the trades did that I showed you before. A lot of people say, I don't want a BORSOG because I'm an investor. I just hodl forever. That's a big problem. What you need, and all professional investors are also professional traders. It's very hard to be professional anything if you're missing half the equation. For example, all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. And what do traders specialize in? They specialize in buying correctly and selling correctly. They're like experts. They literally are experts at buying and selling. What are investors experts at? They're experts on holding. And when you combine all of that together, you have a superpower. That is the key. What is the first way to get there? It's to do your daily three-dimensional risk management code. And I explained the BORSOG code version 3 in episode 685. It's all about understanding in the next 24 hours, what probability, what major probability do you give the market? Is it going to go down, going to go neutral, or going to go up? You always consider down first, not up, down. Because down is where the problem lies if you're going and buying at spot and going long. And then you just actually say, well, if this particular probability comes true, how could it impact my portfolio? That makes you think really deeply about what you're buying. Do you have any inverters that will go the opposite way to the market when it goes down? Or do you have correlators that basically go in the same direction as the main market goes? And how synchronized in with the market do you feel? And this is probably the most important statistic here. If you've got the Midas touch, or in the zone, that's really what you want. But sometimes you feel exactly the opposite, and that's not by mistake. The institutions are trying to decorrelate you from the market, desync you from the market. If you're feeling low synchronization, that just tells you that the institutional mindset is at play in current market conditions. Yesterday, we also talked about total crypto market cap, which is currently 759.76 billion. And when we look at this, there's a smart money buy level crypto-wide at 707.806 billion and a much stronger one at 673.495 billion. What we actually saw is the market kind of just went up a little bit and kind of just went flat. But this is a very, very good reversal candle. What actually does that mean? A lot of shorts got caught on the wrong side of the percentage. A key thing to keep our eye on is Bitcoin and its price dynamics. When we look at the SLs for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is currently trading at 16,107, we can see we've got a smart money sell levels. This is actually acting as resistance at 16,649, and we have a smart money buy level at 13,895. We've got a higher resistance level at 18,687. One thing that we do understand, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Bitcoin is currently under an area of resistance. It's fortunately closer to this area of resistance than this area of support. When it gets too close, there's a tipping point and it will just get magnetized down. A couple of people actually asked the question, Ken, if the Bitcoin and crypto are going down and down and down, what does that mean? Does that mean you just get out of the market and just run away and then just come back at the exact bottom and then buy? The problem with that, we never actually know when the bottom is in. From the past two midterm election cycles, we saw a lot of negative momentum. And I described that in LV25, midterm election volatility secrets you need to know. And you do need to know that. Even if you're in other parts of the masterclass, please go and check out LV25 if you have access to it. Let's consider a case where we stood outside the market. Would this trade have occurred? No, it wouldn't. Would this trade have occurred? Again, no, it wouldn't. Would this trade have occurred? No, again, it wouldn't, because we'd be stepped outside the market. What about this one? No, it wouldn't have happened either. And what about this one? No, again. If we step outside the market, we cannot make returns. Of course, you don't make losses, but you can't make returns either. The thing that I do recommend that everybody does, learn as much as you possibly can. That is the key. Your knowledge and not your guessing will take you far inside any market, and you need to know how things intercorrelate with each other, and it needs to come from a zone 3 or zone 4 perspective. Zone 3 and zone 4 perspective. If it comes from a zone 1, zone 2 perspective, you know that the person teaching you is actually not in the right zone to be doing that. When looking at the longs and the shorts, we can see the longs have been actually losing a lot of confidence in buying the dip, but they've seen a big spike up here, so of course their confidence will start to raise up, and we can see the shorts coming down. We can see there's been 95.69 million in total liquidations across 33,714 positions, and over the past 24 hours, total liquidations about 59% short. What about the past 12 hours? About 75% short. Past 4 hours, about 66% short. And the past hour, nearly 88% short. The shorts have been whacked quite dramatically. And we talked about that in yesterday's video. When we get a lot of long liquidations, the shorts expose themselves to a lot of problems. Like we had a lot of short liquidations, and mysteriously this data has vanished. But if you look at past episodes, you'll see it in there. There were huge short liquidations in here, which exposed the longs to long liquidations. When the shorts get liquidated, guess what? Price goes up. Woo! Because they've got to buy to cover their positions. When the longs get liquidated, it's forced selling, which plummets the price. We know from the Masterclass Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. But the alts are awesome in one perspective. They over-exaggerate Bitcoin's positive momentum. And we can see CRV doing really well. Litecoin, TWT, HOT, CVX, Helium, and Axie all doing very well. Flipping to the greatest losers, BNX, Leo, Chiliz, XEM, XCN, Algo, and Tron. Looking at the top cryptos on the 1 hourly basis, we can see Ethereum is down 26.68%, Binance Coin down about 7.53%, and we can see that blue line, that's Bitcoin's gravity. Keep your eye on that line. When it turns to the upside, it brings all of the alts with it, and when it goes to the downside, it does exactly the opposite. It can be really problematic. XRP down about 19.73%. Doge has done quite well, up 4.81%. ADA down about 22%. Matic is notoriously spiky. You can see all of these spikes in it. Can be very good to trade. It's down about 7.3%. DOT about 18% down. And look at Litecoin. We've said it's been very light recently. It's so light now. It's up 28.93%. Turning to the next 8 top cryptos. SHIB is down about 33%. Tron, nearly 20% down. Solana, nearly 61% down. A lot of FTX contagion there. Uni down about 25%. AVAX down 28%. Link also doing well, only down 10%. Atom around 28% down. And Stellar, XLM, about 21% down. You can see, even though these cryptos are coming down, you can always find opportunities in the market. And this is exactly why I wanted to share some trades with you from Rule 7, buying creates profit. You may not pick the bottom to buy, and you may not pick the top to sell, but if you get a reasonable return in a reasonable amount of time, you'll have done pretty well, and that's actually what it's all about. In yesterday's episode, I said preparing for negative price momentum is a professional trader's dream. Whilst others are fleeing the market, we are watching key levels, intermarket confluence, and many more factors seeking confluence. And the particular trades that I showed you, they're all about actually proving what I say. A lot of people can say whatever they want, but if they can prove it, that's a different thing. A lot of people also say the masterclass is too expensive. Actually, I think it's too expensive not to know that information. And of course, there's a lot that you can learn from the free channel because I put enormous amounts of effort and energy into this, but there's nothing that can compare to the masterclass. When we look at Zone 1 and Zone 2, they're the fear-based rules. Zone 3 and Zone 4 are courage-based rules. In yesterday's comments, we were talking about mastering and managing fear as well as looking and talking about inner peace. And Wabi Sabi said, managing fear is about acceptance, being able to let it go. And Art said, the best character comes after disaster or extreme stress. And I really believe that. What happens is I think people are shocked out of Zone 1, entitlement, and Zone 2, conflict and blame, and they're shocked into learning about how the world actually works. And it can be really, really difficult to move out of Zone 1 and Zone 2. But before I put KS Zone Analysis up, people didn't even know Zone 1 and Zone 2 existed. And you can see what an incredibly caring and beautiful global family we have. And it's a wonderful thing if you have a negative experience that happened in the past. Of course, it has to happen in the past for it to be affecting you. Make it live in yesterday or make it live in the past, but don't think about it now. If there was no bad, there'd be no good. Very prophetic. And Dan shared some really, really good points. Some people dread a red Monday to start off their week. But if you're in sync and have dry powder to take advantage of the red prices, then it can be empowering and enjoyable. Chainlink quickly reversed after my orders filled earlier today. A very quick and modest 7.6% profit has settled in for me. Congratulations, Dan. That's really terrific. And Dan raises a really good point. Remember, both paper profits and paper losses are fake until you realize them. And talking about inner and outer peace, which is incredibly important to generate happiness and meaning and fulfillment in your life, CryptoMonkey said, inner and outer peace comes when I strike the right balance and put my overall health first. And recommends when you're struggling or find something that is really challenging, taking small wins is a great motivator. Thank you, CryptoMonkey, great advice. QXN said, be on the right side of the percentage, one of the biggest lessons ever. Thanks, Ken. You're welcome, my friend. And Brett said, there is no boredom, especially in crypto. It's so fascinating and lively. It definitely is, Brett. And thank you, Gianluca. And thank you, LGRC1. In order to overcome fear, the key is to understand that fear is a choice. And how do we overcome fear? By focusing on drawing the lines as accurately as you can. Watch Ken's video every day and do your BORSOG code and trust the process. And price is really the thing to focus on, because price is reality. Always seek to be flexible. If you do everything that you can possibly do, but do not get the desired outcome, next time you're just starting with experience. And you can learn more and more until you succeed. We know that we don't experience failure in our community. It's that we either win or we learn. So if you're learning, it just means that you need to develop your skills just a little bit more. And all of this will naturally bring you inner and outer peace because you're absolutely doing the best you possibly can. Thank you also to Tiana for your terrific share. And if you have family or friends who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. If you would like to use the charting that I use, you can find the link in the description of this video. And also, they've got a special discount on up to 60% off on some plans. It's really worthwhile, and if you want to be a professional trader, you need the right tools. I recommend going for the top level version, but if that is out of your reach at the moment, as you become more and more successful, and it will just take time, it can become into your reach later down the track, so just go slow to go fast. Any of the paid versions are really good, but the top one is the top one for a reason. And well done, Crypto Turtle. I expect the market may be coming up tomorrow just to squeeze the shorts, and it did. It squished them. And Michael's comments are always a lot of fun. Remember the good old days when contagion had something to do with COVID. Now it seems to refer to multi-billion-dollar bankruptcies, cascading liquidations, and general implosions of the crypto market. Life was so much simpler back then when all we had to worry about was lockdowns, social distancing, and quarantines. Don't worry, Michael, I'm sure it will come back. But hopefully not. And thank you to Hello Yaya. Remember that you can't control or predict everything, but you can control your relaxation, your meditation. You can relieve stress. In Zone 1 and Zone 2, relieving stress is done in a destructive manner. In Zone 3 and Zone 4, relieving stress is done in a constructive manner, such as relaxation, meditation, hobbies, and things like that. And of course, the best meditation you can ever get is to mark up your charts with the CTKS method. And to Sinman, very good advice, my friend. Establishing a good daily routine can enable inner and outer peace. And to Badger, thank you for your kindness, my friend. Very nice of you. And well done, everybody who pops in their BORSOG codes each and every day. The market will definitely reward your active learning, your knowledge, and your courage. Well done, everyone. And Kacharia said, inner and outer peace comes from experience in life, both positive and negative. And it's all about controlling your reactions to the negative. The positive we love, but the negative must be contextualized. Thank you, my friend. And Jay Bripto said that Jay has been watching the show The Dropout, and it's a great portrayal of negative excellence. That's the opposite of positive excellence. Elizabeth Holmes and her crew were not willing to go slow to go fast, and they instead sacrificed their integrity and cheated and lied to reach their goals, thereby forfeiting their inner and outer peace. And now Elizabeth Holmes has been sentenced to 11 years in prison. Thank you, Jay. And happy birthday to your brother, Ivan. And Ivan said, inner peace is made by acceptance and responsibility. Interesting to note that in Zone 1 and Zone 2, people don't have responsibility, they just have demands. Because they're entitled. Zone 3 and Zone 4, responsibility reigns. And Ivan, I really love the idea of a life candle. And Ivan says, you have to manage to overcome whatever life candle presents to you. For example, you may get a deeply red one, or you may get a really bullish green one. Whatever it is, you have to manage it. And thank you to everybody who commented. In today's video, I think we can talk about commitment. Commitment is incredibly important. When you're committed to something, you simply don't give up. But if you're not committed, if you are uncommitted, you will definitely give up at some stage. I'm really looking forward to reading your comments. And to keep your mind really positive, we have the CTKS Creed. What you will find, if you don't control the mind, it will have negative creed statements. Negative statements that you repeat to yourself are very disempowering. And with our global family, we're all about empowerment. In Zone 1 and Zone 2, people think the universe is against them. Everybody's out to get them. And therefore, they're in survival mode. This is a very disempowering position to be in. If you're feeling that way, just today, just for one day, you can say something completely different. You can say, I know the universe wants me to succeed. And really believe in it, because if you put in the hard work, it's guaranteed that you'll get a better outcome. When negative thoughts reign, it can bring a whole person's personality to become very negative. And the slightest thing can set people into a rage. Instead, just for today, if you're feeling that way, say, every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. Don't focus on what goes wrong. Focus on what goes right. And there's plenty of that to focus on. If you're feeling down and feel like you've just missed the boat, the opportunities have all sailed, just say, just for today, I know opportunities and life reset daily. It's critically important to feel worthy in this world. Your self-worth will determine how far you go. Just for today, you can say, I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. And when you're trading, go slow by not actually going under leverage. Just start small and scale with BORSOG, just like those trades that I showed you. But they don't have to be those amounts. They can be as little as you can possibly put in. Just getting the expertise, the experience is what actually matters. Some people are going through really significant life pullbacks, or their loved ones are. And if that is where you're at, or your loved ones are there, please know that our love and healing thoughts as a global family of nearly 16,000 are there right with you. Lots and lots of well wishes. And always remember, life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. Never ever letting a problem beat you is a very important thing to do, but not from a Zone 1, Zone 2 perspective. True problem solving occurs in Zone 3 and Zone 4 with kindness and understanding. And it all starts with being, I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Having compassion for yourself and having forgiveness for what others have done in the past is really important for your own mental health. Forgiveness doesn't mean you let others off the hook. In fact, it's the way to let yourself off the hook, because they'll never know. And if you would like to do the masterclass, you can just go to the links in the description of this video and you can see the 80% off here. Just follow that link through. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care. and see you next time. Bye for now.